Hello traders, and welcome to the market opening preview October 21st, 2016 on Friday. End of our trading week, my friends. And I get a little weekend break. Got to do a lot of Forex homework this week, and I'm a little bit behind with the 4 trading days I was not in the markets. Traders, this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Traders, I am coming to you from Thailand. Currently 7:36 a.m. in the morning, 20:36 on a Thursday night on Wall Street. Traders, absolutely beautiful skies today. Nice cool breeze. Sun is out. It is going to be a lovely day in Thailand. Traders, let's get started. Got a lot to do today. A lot to talk about. Some interesting charts, I have to say. My name is William Gilday, and I am your host for the Market Opening Preview Series every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, I do record this during the Asia session, so I can get this up hopefully a couple of hours before London opens. You can see it and just get some ideas in your mind. Don't copy my trades. They might not work, right? Don't copy mine. It's just education, right? It's just a little bit what you might want to look at. That's all. So I'm a pullback trader. I like Forex to make a move. I like currency pair to make a move. I like to wait for the pullback, whether, hopefully to a confluence level, whether it's a pivot point, if it's a Fibonacci level, it's a conglomerate of EMAs and pivots or support and resistance, right? And we want to take the trade in the direction of the trend. How do I get the trend? I look at a daily chart and a 4-hour chart. And both those charts got to be going in the same direction. Both those charts line up, then we have a bias for that currency pair. Basically, my aim is to stay with the bias and stay with the trend. And also, I wouldn't say it's the most important, but very important is fundamentals. You just have to know what's going on. You don't have to trade fundamentals. I do not trade the news. I did not trade ECB President Draghi's press conference, which was a roller, right? I was right in front of my charts. I was there. I watched the whole thing. And, that's the first time he had a reaction in years, right? But we'll get to that in just a minute. So you take the fundamentals and you take your technicals, you put them together, you come up with a trade plan. Once you have a trade plan in place, I just put alerts on my charts. That'll go to my iPhone, my iPad, whatever I have on me if I'm not at my desk. And if I get an alert, I come back to my desk and see what's going on and confirm that I want to make my entry, and that's what I do. Make the entry, and then it's basically come back once an hour and make sure it's not going against me. And if it is going against me, do I want to get out or do I want to stay in a little bit longer? And we make that decision on the time frame we're at, right? If it's a 30-minute chart or a 1-hour chart, if it's a 4-hour chart, most likely I will let it hold and hopefully it'll make a break to my position. All right, so once that's done, the trade is done and I'm free to go and make another trade. Once that trade gets to break even, I can actually open up another trade depending on how many trades I already have open. I don't like to be in more than 5 positions at one time. 5 positions at one time doesn't mean I only take 5 trades, it just means 5 positions at one time. And then once they go to break even, I can open up a new trade. All right, let's get the legal stuff out of the way. Forex trading has large potential rewards, but also a large potential risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Traders, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, remember, this is a game of capital preservation. Therefore, we must live to trade another day. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's go over to some news and commentary here. Let's take a look at the economic calendar, and let's look at what happened yesterday. So we had ECB President Draghi spoke, and that was 30 hours on Wall Street yesterday. So we had existing home sales came out 5.47 million versus 5.35 million. Very good number on existing home sales. We have an EU summit that started yesterday. Keep an eye on that. And of course, there was no decision in the interest rate out of the euro. Like I said, Draghi came on and spoke. One of the biggest things he talked about, or what he didn't talk about, was what he's going to do with his quantitative easing and is it going to go any farther. He didn't mention it, and the markets really liked that and just took off with it. However, unfortunately, it did give up all its gains. Probably within about the first 40 minutes, it gave up its gains. So, it was a good ride if you got in right away, and then you just got out as soon as you came to your level. All right, let's take a look at what we have going on today. And we don't have anything in Asia today. About an hour, but 30 minutes before the London Open, we have BOJ Governor Kuroda speaks today. We'll keep an eye on that. And then we come up into, basically London is very quiet, and we come into U.S. session. We have core CPI out of Canada and retail sales out of Canada today. And again, then we continue with the EU Leaders Summit starts. Now, Cirillo speaks today. FOMC Cirillo speaks today in the U.S. session. So not much to worry about. Let's talk about Friday. What do we got to worry about over the weekend, right? So anything we have to worry about over the weekend as far as data. And I don't see anything at all that we really need to worry about. That FOMC member Williams is speaking. But that's about it. I think if you wanted to hold a trade over the weekend, I think you'd be safe to do that. So that's what's going on as far as our economic calendar today. All right, let's get to the commentary. Wow, it's been, I'm only back in the markets 3 days, and it's been a roller coaster the last 24 hours, so we'll keep up on that. And it's just what it is. So let's get moving. Let's get over. We're going to take a look at the Euro Swiss. This is the Euro Swiss. It's a new one. We didn't look at this in a while. So, the Swissy is actually weak, and dollar went down $1 yesterday. Yeah, it's just hovering that 151 area, but yeah, it went down $1 yesterday. Anyhow, Euro Swiss. Let's take a look at this chart. So I put a trend line in here, and I want to play this trend line. It's bearish, right? It's bearish. We want to take this to the downside. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to get at 1.0889. We'll get out at 1.0651. Almost a 40 pip trade depending on where you get in. And we'll take this down. Now, the issue here is what happens if this continues to drop? Well, you have to make a decision if you just want to go to a lower time frame. This is a daily. This is a daily chart, right? So, this is a new day, and here we are. So we'll keep an eye on this. If it closes out as a doji, my buy still stays bearish, and we'll just go to a lower time frame, probably a 30-minute. See if we can get an entry in or out of this trade. But nice trade. Let's see what happens. This is one of those long-term trades. Like I said, traders, we're changing it up a little bit. We're gonna go to different time frames. We're gonna go to different pairs, currency pairs, and we're gonna just move it around a little bit, make it a little bit more interesting, a little bit more educational. I'm doing the same old thing every day. We're gonna move around a little bit. Let's take a look at the euro dollar. Here's the big reaction to ECB President Draghi's speech yesterday. It really went up. I was in the markets. I was listening to a trade room, and they were just shocked that the euro just bounced like this, and people went long, and I'm like, what are they doing going long? The moderator actually went short, but he bailed out a little early. And this thing absolutely turned around and just sank all the way down. It was forecasted to go to 10:30, 10:35, and it didn't even make 10:45. So I think a lot of people, it went past 10:35, went up to 10:40, and then it just dropped off, right? So people looking between 10:35 and 10:55 in that 20 pip zone. People were looking to short this. So this really did what people were expecting it to do, and it was all with price levels, by the way. People were looking at price levels and what happened in the past. And, that's how they came up with this. And this is a 30-minute chart. So what are we going to do today? Well, we're looking at, we'd like to see this pull back to the 55 EMA. And then we'll take this at the 50% Fibonacci level. You can see there's price action left of the chart. And we'll enter this at 1.0951. We'll get out at 1.0918. So we're just going to play this a little bit. Now, the 10 EMA, the little brown line, is below the current candle. That's good for us. We want to see that as we're going into a slow Asia. Now, we're in Asia, and been in Asia for 3 hours now, right? And this is just a slow-moving time for us. So we'll just see what happens here. and play this out. We might not get into this trade, folks, until probably maybe middle of London, even maybe closer to London lunch and into New York Open, because there's nothing to move this today. But we'll see. Keep an eye on it. It's on the watch list for sure. Let's take a look at the dollar yen. We looked at this yesterday, another one of our new currency pairs. What I did was I left yesterday's markings on, and I put some new markings on. Put a new resistance point here at 104.33. This is going up, right? This bounced off the 200 exponential moving average, which we talked about yesterday, and I was concerned about that. Now, this is a 1 hour chart. I was a little bit concerned about that. Did I, was this going to pop this, or was it going to continue to the downside? Well, it bounced off it a lot, and then it popped through it. So here we are, and we're just going to see what this does. The dollar's strong right now. The dollar is strong. So this might go up to that 104.33 by London Open, and we can sell that. We got two take profit areas. One is, of course, the 200 exponential moving average at 103.84, and we can get it. And the second one is 103.16. So, of course, we want the second one, right? That's like a 4-to-1 risk-to-reward ratio. So that would be really nice. All right, let's take a look at the pound yen. We used to call it the beast in Forex markets. So this is basically pretty boring for the pound yen. It's basically just sideways. However, my bias is bearish, so I did put a resistance line up there, and you can see it. And we're looking to get in this like 127.77. Let it go up to that resistance line. You can see that it spiked through it once, right, on the chart. And let's go back up there. This looks like this wants to go retest that, doesn't it? Go back up there, retest resistance, and you know what? We're going to shoot it on down. So I'll just wait, and hopefully this will do this sometime before London Open, and we can just look to short this at London Open. That would be really nice. That's the goal here, is to get into this at London Open. All right, let's go take a look at the New Zealand dollar. Yesterday's chart, still fighting this 200 exponential moving average, which I'm glad to say. This is a 4-hour chart now. 4-hour chart. Nice sell-off. Nice sell-off. So the last 24 hours, we've had red candles, and we are continuing to push on down. So you're saying, well, how do I get in this now? Well, now you have to sort of wait a little bit, because I don't like that we are at 72... 23? Yeah, so, gosh. Yeah, I'd see if we can get it on a smaller time frame. I'd like to see a pullback, but that little wick on that last candle is going to be a pullback on a smaller time frame, especially if you go to a 30-minute chart. So we're going to keep an eye on this. I only want to short the New Zealand dollar. This up move does not dazzle me at all. This is just normal Forex pullback, and we're going to just absolutely continue the downside. This is so bearish. This pair has been bearish for 2 years, folks. This pair is, I don't trade it long. Do not trade it long. I trade it short. And the dollar's strong. And if the dollar stays strong, this just might continue to go down. And on a 4-hour chart, we won't have an entry. On a 4-hour chart. However, if we go to like a 1 hour or 30-minute, we might have it. The trade was that trend line earlier in the week, right? That trend line, when we put that trend line, and I said, let's take this off the trend line. And ba-boom, she dumps, candle stops, big red candle. What do? You get short. And that's it. Away you go. And if you did that, it's like a 3-to-1 risk-to-reward ratio, and you would have gotten all your profits. Because it did continue down. That blue candle gave you a little scare, but you will probably break even. No, you won't break even by then. And, and then she dumped down very nicely. So, yeah, looks good. I'm looking to sell this, like I said. The issue is how are we going to get into it. Okay, that's the big one. All right, let's take a look at the euro-yen, the last currency pair today. This is yesterday's pair, but I did put some new markings on there. I put a new fib on there. And, no, it's not a new fib. Same fib as yesterday. However, this is a 1-hour chart. And I like this 114 level. It's 114, psychological level. So that means we can get in this at like 113.90. 113.90, we can jump in this little bad boy and take this to the short side. So we'll see what happens here. But we're still going to keep in mind our entries from yesterday. If it gets down below that 38.2 Fibonacci level, 113.47, maybe, if it retests, and we can get an entry there, we're going to jump into it. Maybe we can get 40 pips out of it at 113.10. or below that. It might break through that, right? So, but I'd rather see it get up to 113.90, and we could sell it from there. That just seems like a great opportunity for us. And there is price action left of the chart at that 114.00 level. So I think this is going to work out quite well. Again, on the top of the watch list today is absolutely this pair with about 4 of the others. So we'll just keep an eye on it as it goes. Just so you know, I did take a look at the Euro Aussie. Nothing going on with the Euro Aussie. It was not a chart that had any price action that was worth talking about, and that's why we moved on to something else. And we'll come back to the Euro Aussie, I'm sure, beginning of next week. All right, traders, that wraps up our 6 currency pairs on a Friday, October 21st, 2016. Thank you so much for being with me and being patient this week. As slow start in the middle of the week. My time out of the market was much longer than expected or wanted. Traders, this is brought to you through FXCL. FXCL Excellence in Trading. Please come visit us at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Also, traders, if there's action going on in the London market, I'm on Twitter at FXCL Alerts1. That's FXCL Alerts1 on Twitter. Traders, have a great trading day. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your weekend break. Do a little bit of Forex homework. And always remember to trade smart and not hard. Take care, traders, and we'll see you at the next Asia session. Bye-bye now.